Hello and welcome everyone to the Forgotten City. I am very excited to try out this game. It came out not too long ago and I'm curious about it. There are some things that sound very intriguing to me, so I wanted to give it a go. And for those who are not familiar with what the game is about, I'll quickly read the game description. Travel 2,000 years into the past, relive the final days of a cursed Roman city where if one person sins, everyone dies. Combat is an option, but violence will only get you so far. Only by questioning an intertwined community of colorful characters, cleverly exploiting the time loop and making difficult moral choices, can you hope to solve this epic mystery. Here, your decisions matter. The fate of the city is in your hands. And I think that sounds pretty intriguing. I do like a good mystery game. I do like a good detective style game. I'm not sure how much of that will be in place here and how much of it will be combat that is mentioned. I don't know anything of the game itself. I haven't watched any footage of it. I haven't read any reviews. I only know that I really like the premise, and so I wanted to give it a go and share that with all of you, and I hope that you enjoyed as well. Make sure to let me know in the comments below what you think of the game, and obviously without spoilers, but I would love to hear your thoughts and theories, maybe if I get stuck, because I probably will get stuck at some point. Quick reminder before we start, the best way to support the channel, as always, is to hit the subscribe button and the like button. All of those things, you guys are familiar with that, but it is truly the best way to support the channel. But with that out of the way, we can jump into the game. We can jump into the Forgotten City. So let's do that. I am playing on the Xbox Series S, by the way. This game was run by a core team of 3 people over 4 years. This is a mystery adventure with multiple endings. It rewards thoughtful conversation and exploration, not brute force. The fate of the city is in your hands. Exactly what I enjoy.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Okay, select your body type. What's the difference? Oh, I guess I was just focused on the coin, but our hands actually change. Okay. Bit of character creation. Or not. Oh, we have... Okay, let's enter a name. Let's... Plus Akko.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but... any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Okay, so apparently we were floating down the river. Okay, so we have apparently different backgrounds, right? It shows under the options. So here I would say I was searching for ancient ruins, which gives us maybe the archaeologist background of sorts. Years of studying history give you occasional insight into the ancient world. Could be a soldier. I was on a covert mission. You have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You'll have to use them judiciously, since there's no way to get more. Oh, that could be interesting, right? Like, that would be potentially a way to brute force certain situation where we are stuck to then kind of get through, but we can basically only do that 10 times. I was on the run from the law. Fugitive, your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet, and you're 25% faster when you're sprinting. Or amnesiac. The recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. I don't know. I kind of like the inside aspect the most, because I feel like with a game like that, getting more information can only be a good thing. So I think we will go with that. I was searching for ancient ruins.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped, or injured, or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Mind if I ask some questions first?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
So, who's Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
So what's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
You're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I mean, I'd really like to know you, especially if I'm going to be helping you.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Okay. Well, thank you for saving my life, Karen. Oh, no need to... Walker.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Sure. Where are we?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
Of course. So what can you tell me about the ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
Okay. Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Okay. I guess that's all the questions I had.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
Oh, sure. I'll look for him.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
What is this? Flashlight. Very nice. Okay. Let's take it. Okay. Oh, she made herself some food there. Really got comfy. Actually didn't expect that I could walk over this rug. Anything else we
Back
may...
already? What's up? Oh, of course.
Let's see if we
What
can
did you want to know?
ask some different questions. Can I just leave?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole... Oh. All right.
Okay, let's just go through that again. Okay,
Great.
so there's not
Thanks again.
anything else. Okay. Okay. Quid pro quo. A rusted metal torch which must have been lit by Al, going the right way. Okay. Al? Jason! Okay. Sprint. See a need to sprint right now, so... We're at the cave here. I would assume this game rewards exploration, so probably try to look in other directions. Here's a backpack. I do want to look around. No, can't go any further. Backpack full of worn hiking clothes and empty food packets. Nothing valuable here, but still, it seems strange that Al left it behind.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
Okay. A little bit ominous. Guess that is our oxygen there. Guess we just fell into the water. Okay. Yeah. Like an old bathhouse, maybe, right? I have to say, as a kid, I was very, very interested in Roman history. Watch a bunch of documentaries and like books about it. Not that I remember much from it, other than bits and pieces, but always something that fascinated me. All right. I guess he must have lit those as well. Oh. Whoa. Graffiti. Always remember they are watching. Who is watching? Well, there's also something. So I guess maybe archaeologists' insights are this. The only reason we're able to read this is because we have the archaeologist background, I assume. The many shall suffer from the sins of the one. Hey, I mean, that fits the description of the game, right? The watching one, that concerns me a little bit, but I'm already happy with my choice picking the archaeologist. Getting some additional insight here. Okay. Lady running. Lady being scared.
Who are you?
Ah, don't do that. Okay, so we have statues of different people, all in gold. I wonder if those may be connected to characters that we will meet along the way, right? But maybe along the way, either free them or absolve them or something along those lines, right? Let me see that. Mosaic. An ancient Roman mosaic depicting a godlike figure turning a man into gold. See, this might be the case. So maybe, I could imagine that. I don't know. Let's take this lady. Like, she's really scared that she gets attacked by a bear, right? Or I don't know. Since this is about sin, she wants to steal the food from a bear, and we keep her from stealing food from the bear, and so she isn't sinning. And maybe once we keep the people from sinning, or whatever will be happening, these statues disappear because they are not being turned into gold anymore by the gods. Something like that. That's at least my early thought. Okay, we can a young woman in a pose of lamentation. Doesn't seem like I can inspect any of the others. I will say it's a little bit creepy. Many shall suffer for the sins of one, so same plaque as before. So maybe there's just one sinner, right? And we have to find them and stop them from sinning. A Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? Probably Ridley Scott. Oh. Hello. Be interesting to see if these poses mean something. Young Roman woman. It looks like she was begging for her life. It seems to be all underground within a mountain or something. Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from something. Roman legionary in a state of terror. Al? Roman woman who appears to be praying for her help that never came.
Why are you here?
I'm looking for Al. Are you Al? Uh-oh. golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? Oh no. I guess I found Al. Inscribed stone tablet.
Whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Okay. So that is what happened to Al. So I guess he couldn't stop from whatever is happening and maybe decided to take his own life? Maybe everyone who dies in the city turns into one of those golden statues, maybe? Like I said, obviously no spoilers, please, in the comments. Games like these obviously live from not knowing what's going to happen, but if you don't know what's going to happen, feel free to speculate with me. Would love to hear theories. A young Roman woman in a state of panic. Take out our flashlight again, just in case. Okay. Thank you for your guidance. Roman man on his knees, as if begging his gods for mercy. Uh-oh. Guess we have to do it. We're not listening to Al. Oh, we have bones. The remains of a human, whoever it was, died a long, long time ago. What's that? Empty lighter. An empty lighter. It must be what Al used to light all these torches.
How much further?
I can't pick it up. Like the whispering. Ah, let's do it. Tip, hold L to sprint. Okay, I guess we're in the past. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Salve, friend. I'm
Salve.
Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? No idea what you're talking about.
I accidentally clicked that.
Wait, are you a bit, not right in the head? That's all right, friend.
Says the
Everyone's
guy who
welcome
looks like
here.
Mr. Clean. Seriously, what's today's date?
We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March?
What year?
It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the empire are you from, exactly?
Ah. So I'm not sure if we should share that archaeologist inside. But yeah, I think of the options that might be the best. So it's 65C.
CE? No idea what you're talking about. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Okay. Your laws, so what are they?
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's... well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in.
Okay.
So then, you coming?
Yeah. Lead the way.
Okay. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if
Oh,
you're
there
not careful.
is a golden statue.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps voting out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
I'll see you later,
Politics.
Aurelia.
I'd stay clear
You
of
seem
it
lovely.
and her if I
But I
were
do
you.
want to follow him first.
She's...
And let's see what he has to say.
It's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since...
Don't steal anything, don't hurt anyone, don't. Whoever wrote this didn't get a chance to finish.
Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of
Okay.
Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the
Horatius,
magistrate.
okay?
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that?
What?
What did you just say?
I said it'll take
They're
some
not like
getting
you
used
and
to.
me.
Yeah, I'm watching
Don't
you,
let them
farm boy.
use you.
Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius.
Salve.
Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
So, what's this about?
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
Alright, lead the way.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong.
Stop being so creepy.
Oh,
One
another
of
one
us in
fresh out of
10
the baths,
would
I
die
take it.
for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse.
Yeah, I get that
The
feeling.
magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
Okay. Thank you, Horatius. Let me talk to this lady first.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here.
Okay.
What do you want?
What's your story?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate.
Okay.
But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
I'm not from around here.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation?
Because I didn't choose the soldier path, so I could just shut you up for good. You know, way out of here.
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped, and
Oh.
figure I must know a
Little
way out.
sister.
Is
Take
that
a note
it?
of that.
Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
That's interesting. So we have a missing sister going on. Can I potentially help?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
When did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms. I went to sleep. And when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
So was she seeing anyone that she was in love with?
I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
Okay, so we have a lover's secret. Why is that?
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Is it possible that her lover was involved?
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Okay. Sentius? Sentia? Scintilla? Why are your names so familiar?
You really aren't from here,
Similar.
are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest, and my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla.
Okay. Does sound better than Sentia Minor. You look surprisingly relaxed about your sister's disappearance.
Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting
Yeah.
energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
I mean, are you?
Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Okay. Interesting to get her reaction, though. I think with games like these, getting a reaction, even if it's being brushed off, is valuable intel. So I guess that is Sentius.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm Akko.
A curious name to match a curious accent.
Thank you.
But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of Athena. You must be a woman of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you?
Okay,
A
he's
secret
creepy.
city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
It is beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Can't say I have.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins
Yeah,
of the one."
we've seen some of
From what
those.
we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask
I have
away.
many questions. One thing that I wonder is why they reference Greek mythology so much. Like, he said that we were looking like Athena, which is definitely more of a Greek mythology, and Midas and Medusa are part of Greek mythology as well. I think, I don't know. Tip, these questions will be available later. What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong?
Yeah.
Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Don't your laws allow slave ownership?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Don't your people watch blood sports for entertainment?
On occasion. But our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
And don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Or don't you persecute Christians?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome?
Yes, exactly that one.
It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Don't you practice collective punishment?
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
Well, where I'm from, we consider those things to be apart.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist,
whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Okay. So what did you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
You are right. I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable.
Well,
please,
you caused this.
In your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
You'd all been turned into golden statues.
I have imagined it. Our downfall 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
So how does that ritual work?
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal.
And in this case, maybe
the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
Interesting. So I wonder now if the daughter Centilla may have been, like, that is how she disappeared? I did see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I mean, I'll do my best.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
Why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal.
Okay.
As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. Do you have any suspects so far?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Yeah, that is fair. How do I know you're not the person responsible?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you. I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
I mean, that's a fair point.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent
I'm not fully trusting him
to happen.
Do you think it could be related to Centilla's disappearance?
Ah, so you know about that already. It's a devastating loss, of course, but that was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break the golden rule, so I don't think it's connected with our imminent demise. Still, if you happen to find her and return her to me, I would be eternally grateful.
Okay. Come on, tell me what you really think.
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
Okay, so his political opponents, of course. But do this, will you help me get back to my own time?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Makes sense?
I guess. Kind of. Figure out how to return to original time. I think so. So, that's all questions I have.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule?
I will try. I'm in.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them, if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave.
Okay, so we could tell him
that
we suspect Santa.
As soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
All right.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Okay, that's something to look into. I'll get right on it. All right. Very interesting. So we learned about the Golden Rule. The Shrine of Apollo, that is where Lucretia is. And we are back in time. I think this is a good time to take a break, and then next time we will... I will pause it. I'm not sure if there's a timer. So I don't want to accidentally trigger the time loop. But we learned about the Golden Rule. We have to stop the person who's about to sin from sinning, so we can get flung back into time, and this lovely little town can continue existing, I guess. We did find out what happened to Al. It seems like he killed himself, which could already be potentially a sin, right? Since suicide could be considered a sin in those times. We heard about Santilla, the younger sister of Santius, who disappeared 3 weeks ago, had some kind of love affair that she wasn't talking about. But other than that, we don't know much yet. We have to talk to the people and investigate the city. I'm very curious about this premise. So I'm looking forward to continue. I hope you do as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give the video a like, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, share the video with friends, family, and the people on the internet. That all helps me out a whole bunch and will bring you more content in the future. I will be back I will be back soon with more of the Forgotten City very soon. So, until then, have a great time.